Okay, so here is our team call and training on social media one-on-one. So, okay, social media one-on-one. The purpose of your social media platform is to show consistency. The biggest thing I see people get frustrated with or not really understanding what they're supposed to do is they don't understand why they're posting. They don't understand what they're, okay. They don't understand like what they're supposed to do, and it kind of feels like sometimes you're sharing the same thing over and over. And so when you're not getting the results directly from your posts or from, we get kind of caught up in how many likes or how many comments, but it's not the point. So your social media is to show consistency that you're on this journey of being healthier and happier, and people can join you, but if not, that's okay, because you're still here doing it. So when people are wondering what you're doing, or you've invited them and then they're watching you, they're thinking, oh, okay, she's still doing this. This is still working for her. She's still doing this. And sometimes it takes people a really long time to come around, and sometimes it doesn't. On average, it takes 9 exposures for someone to buy into something, buy into wanting to watch a new TV show, or to, buy something like buy new toothpaste, or, for us, it takes 9 exposures for them to believe that we are doing something that's working. Even the people who we post on social media, those MLMs that are kind of annoying, eventually you're kind of like, okay, well, what's this stupid toothpaste about? Or like, what kind of nails do you have? You're just kind of curious after that 9th exposure on average. But to start, it's important to remember that your social media platform and your presence on social media or whatever is half the piece of the puzzle. So, social media is not technically in the 4 vital behaviors, because when we do this, we can do it in very different ways and very specific personal ways to ourselves. There isn't really a right or wrong way to run the social media. There's tips, there's tricks that I'm going to share, and there's things that have been proven to work through top coaches. But ultimately, whatever you do, as long as you own it to be who you are, that's fine. But it is only half of the puzzle of what you're doing and how you're getting people to join this lifestyle with us. Whether that's in a challenge group or a free group or a coaching opportunity, it's just half of it. So the 2 biggest mistakes that I see coaches make with their social media is one of 2 things. The first one is that they expect that posting on social media is going to directly result in a new challenger or a coach. So basically, like if I throw up a call to action, like, hey, join my challenge group, this is what's going on and it's amazing, or whatever, that people are super shocked when they have no comments. I with my new coaches, and our coaches who are trying to get going in some momentum, I gave them a little challenge, and I said, on Sunday night, post a soft call to action, and we'll talk about what a call to action is, but just kind of like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I'm new to coaching. Does anybody want to do it with me? And I did the same thing, and I got 0 comments on Instagram or Facebook. So it's not something that you can expect is going to result. But what it is it's planting a seed in someone's mind that I am then gonna water all week when I share why I'm coaching, or I'm sorry, why I work out at home, why I do this, why I do that. It's watering that seed. But it doesn't always mean, and I've been in the business for 3 years, guys. I run a challenge group. I should do the months, however many months 3 years is. I have done that many challenge groups, even when I have birthed babies. So it is just how it goes. The other big mistake I see is that people are not consistent on their social media, but they are talking to a bunch of people in the background, right? Those are like our pro messengers, like who just love talking to people and building relationships, but they just don't feel comfortable posting on social media. When you don't post on social media and you invite people to a challenge group, they don't have a chance for you to water that seed without having that direct contact. So people are sometimes really good about being like, hey, I'm really concerned about the cost, or I'm really concerned if this works. But most people won't ask you that. They'll kind of be like, oh, no, it's not really my thing. And then most people watch your social media, and the questions that they have in their head are answered in your post, because you're just kind of laying it in there and you're breadcrumbing it, and you're just sharing little pieces of why you do what you do and all that stuff. So when we don't do one of those two things, or we have expectations like that, coaches become frustrated and they feel like what they're doing isn't working. But ultimately, this business is a crockpot business. It is not a microwave business. There are no instant results, and it all takes time. So as long as you understand that your social media is equally as important to inviting, and that you are sharing your message, that you're sharing and you're talking to your tribe, and that it doesn't have to be perfect, that you're going to be golden. Just have fun with it, because it's a way to be creative and share pieces about your life, and kind of it lets you be the person you want to be, even when you're saying I'm a hot mess. It's okay, because you're still being a positive hot mess. So first of all, the basics. If you just are signing up as a coach, or you've never heard this before, I just wanted to go through some of these things. So should you have a public or private profile? That's going to be up to you, but if you do have a private profile, you are limiting the amount of people who you can interact with. Because whether you are on Instagram or you're on Facebook, if you follow someone or send a request and they can't see anything about you, they're making just a blind decision if they want to open that communication or that door between the two of you. Also, usually when you're private, you can't see when like friends comment on things, and you can't kind of gain friends organically or just naturally. They're kind of all forced. So I would say if you are looking to build this business, even if you're just a super passionate hobby coach, or you're a super passionate business builder coach who has, there is no limit to your dreams with this business, I would say you should do a public profile. With that being said, be very intentional about what you post. As we should be, no matter what, you probably don't want to share your kid's school or your address, but that's kind of normal whether you're a coach or you're not a coach. But you do have to be a little bit more specific on what you're saying, because you are public. And so if you have certain things that you have boundaries with what you want to be private, then respect that and roll with that. Choose a platform when you start. So for the first almost 3 years, I've strictly built my business on Facebook. I didn't ever go on Instagram. I didn't like Instagram. I didn't know about Instagram. Now I have switched and I'm doing mostly Instagram. I will advise you to build on Instagram, because that is where the world seems to be going. And we're going to talk about why there are pluses to Instagram. But Facebook is a little bit harder to build connections on, because everybody has their guards up. Everybody thinks you're an MLM, and everybody thinks you're going to sell them something. And if it's not that, they're sharing massive amounts of videos or political stuff. And for me, I got to the point where I didn't want to be on Facebook anymore. And so if I don't even want to be on Facebook, how can I build a business on Facebook? Instagram is a lot more fun to me. I love Instagram stories. I love the feed. I just love how it's set up. So I think building your business on Instagram is better, but it's totally up to you. And then another basic is that you should open your door daily. What does that mean? So we don't have a storefront. We're building a business. Ultimately, we are our business, and we partner with Beachbody. Anybody can go to beachbody.com and order 21-Day Fix. They can go and just do it themselves. They don't really need you. What they need us for is because anybody can buy a workout program and it sits on the shelf. Anybody can buy a gym membership and it sits on the shelf. So we have to show what we do is important. and that it's needed, because it is, because I had a gym membership for years and never went. I all of a sudden get a coach and join a challenge group, and I am now somebody who works out 5 days a week. It is not, rocket science. It's just the facts. Accountability gets results. So what you have to do is open your door daily by showing that timestamp I talked about, showing that you're showing up in your business. That doesn't mean you have to post a sweaty selfie 7 days a week, but that means that you're posting something and you're showing your followers that, hey, I'm still here. Like, you might not have seen my post for a week and you might have forgot about me, but hey, remember, I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere. So those are just kind of the 3 basic things. Now here are some basics, do's and don'ts. So share about your whole life. And we're going to talk about your brand, but you don't want to be a Beachbody billboard. You want to share about your, if you have a job or your family or your kids or your hobbies. I always use Amanda as an example. Like, she has such a thing that, like, she loves sushi and wine and coffee. And so, like, that is her thing. Like, her followers know, I know that. I, like, messaged her the other day and was like, so do you get sushi I forget what day of the week, it's like Tuesday or Wednesday. And she was like, yes, because I noticed that consistently she shares that. It's important to connect with people in other ways. I ended up talking to a girl the other day about, like, our cats for, like, a really weird amount of time, but it was just a connection that we had made, and it's completely not about Beachbody. Post daily, like I just said. Make sure that what you're posting is clean and crisp. So you have like 2 seconds. I'm sure that there's like an actual mathematical equation of how much time you have to draw someone's attention. But to me, it's like 2 seconds. If I'm scrolling, you have 2 seconds to catch my attention. If not, I'm going to scroll right past you. And then no one would ever read the message. So you want, like, your pictures or your posts to be clean and crisp and clear. That doesn't mean that I don't work out at 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes I have kind of a darker picture, but I try to balance that out on other days when I don't, so that when someone comes to my page, it's bright and it's inviting and they're curious. Use curiosity posting. Curiosity posting is great for all of us in the world who are not salespeople, and we have no idea what we're doing, and we don't know how to sell to anybody. And if you're like, that's probably one of the number 1 objections that you'll get as people are trying to join your team is, I don't want to be salesy and I don't know how to be salesy. It's like, well, great, because neither do I. And what we're doing is we're just sharing our journey and having people wonder what we're doing. And then add value. Add value by sharing things that you like, products that you like, recipes that you've liked. Be someone who not only has something that people have to buy to get into, but at the same time, you're like, hey, this has really worked with me, or these Tupperwares are the best, or whatever. But add value so that you are giving away free content to people that improves their life somehow. Don'ts. Big don'ts. Don't overshare. So there's probably nothing harder to get to know somebody by is if someone is sharing a bunch of videos. There's nothing wrong with the videos. However, I don't know anything about someone who just shares like a cat video. So if I share a video, nobody's going to know about me. And everything you post, you want to be intentional so someone learns something about you, whether it's learning about challenge groups or the coaching opportunity that they could do it too, or just learning about you as a person so that they like you. They have to like you to trust you to then join you. So don't overshare. If you like a picture from Pinterest, just save the picture or crop it and then post it as your own. On that topic too of sharing, Facebook and Instagram are businesses. So they want to keep people happy. The world has been pretty clear about their annoyance with people trying to sell on personal accounts on Facebook. So they want to keep people happy. So don't share your link directly on a post or in a message or anything like that, because 1, Facebook can shut that post down or even you down, but also Facebook won't share that post to more people because it thinks that you're trying to promote your business, not Facebook's business. Because Facebook wants to be like the thing that you need in your life so that you keep coming back or whatever. Don't do dark or unclear photos. Don't be a Beachbody billboard. So don't post every day. Oh, I skipped one. Don't use stock photos. So like I said a second ago, anybody can go to beachbody.com and buy 21 Day Fix. They can buy PiYo, they can buy Shakeology, and then they just get popped into a normal coach that they don't even know. They don't even know they got popped into a coach. But ultimately, that is the process. So you sharing Autumn's picture with that, that green little tankini she has, doesn't help them connect with you. So you share your journey with 21 Day Fix. Share yourself, you beautiful human that is meant to connect with other people, and they need you to be able to start this journey. If my coach never would have shared this, I would not be here. I am thankful to her every single day. And then don't use Beachbody lingo, which totally goes along with doing curiosity posting. So it's not even something you have to worry about. But nobody knows what you're talking about when you say, Beachbody on demand, or what 21. I mean, most people know what these things are, like 21 Day Fix. But we as coaches know what the National Wake Up Call is or what Summit is, but nobody else does. So when you're talking about these awesome events, describe it. You can say, oh, when I was at Summit, our national conference, but you have to describe it, because there's a difference between not knowing and then being curious. Because if you straight up don't know, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm just going to scroll. But if you make it like, wait, what is that? That looks really cool. Then that might start a conversation. So when you're building your social media, you're going to build your brand. We're actually going to do a call maybe in June about this, about specifically Westlyn is on our team, and she's like awesome at this. She's very specific about what she posts, and the very things that she says daily that are about her that you don't even know you're picking up on, then all of a sudden you just know all the stuff about her. But who are you? Who are you talking to? Who are you going to connect to? I am someone who connects to someone who's between the ages of 25 and 35, maybe 24, mom, busy, teacher. There's lots of things about me, but when I am talking to people, I ultimately want to talk to those people, because I'm not going to connect to a 50-year-old woman. That doesn't mean I can't help them if our paths don't cross, but her journey and my journey are going to be two very different places. So a good thing that my coach had me do in the beginning was choose 5 things that make you you. So my 5 things are: I'm a mom, I'm a teacher, health and fitness is a part of my life. Personal development is something that I have adopted into who I am. And so I use one of those because it has helped me overcome a lot of struggles. And I love to organize and to craft. I'm not very good, but those are the things I like. So those are the things that are about me. And I share these things on some form of a rotation. And then embed your business into your life, not your life into your business, because this business is not something that you have to clock in for 8 hours a day. And so you should not be having that be 80% of what you talk about in your life. But it could be the thing you enjoy most, and you can share that. But don't forget that you are a person outside of this business. You are a person before you signed up as a coach, and you need to share those things, because I have to talk to the Sam who was pre-Beachbody, because I want Sam's pre-Beachbody to want to join the team. And they have to be pre-Beachbody to understand where we're at. So I hope that makes sense. Let me just check my notes really fast. Okay, so this is the general cycle of what we're doing when we're posting. So remember, we're posting and we're inviting. So we're sending those non-Beachbody messages. Hey girl, how are you? I saw you got married. And then eventually you're working your way to an invite. You know, hey, I'm starting up a challenge group. I would so love to have you. Let me know if it could be your thing. Basic, simple, quick. But here is the cycle that what we're doing and why we do it to keep your business ever growing. You're going to add people who are like you in those 5 ways. So this is why I love Instagram, because Amanda goes in and she like hashtag like sushi lover or hashtag whatever. And she finds girls who are like her and she follows them. I go in and I'm like hashtag special ed teacher or hashtag mom of almost 3 or whatever. And I find people who I like and I'm like, follow. Some people are going to follow me back. Some people aren't. I cannot control what other people can do. I can only control what I do in this business. And you have to be on the offense, not on the defense. If you're waiting for people to come to you, I promise you they will not. You know, not by the bucket loads. Sometimes people do come to you. Next in the cycle is you're going to be posting and talking to your tribe. So then I'm going to do a post where I'm like, I have 5 IEPs today, and if I did not get this workout in, I would have been a zombie by 2 o'clock. And I'm going to share like a smiley picture or me in the conference room or whatnot. That is going to really relate to people who are busy or specifically teachers. Then you're talking to them in the background, right? You're just like, hey girl, you know, I saw you got married and oh my gosh, how's your year going? It's IEP season. It's crazy over here. Or, you know, people who are in events, like it's event season. Oh my gosh, it's wedding season. Like I have so many brides calling me, and you're just talking about whatever. And while they're watching you from their couch struggle with managing the stress in their life, you're over here like happy and in the exact same stress, but you're doing things quote unquote better. That doesn't mean you're perfect. That doesn't mean you're like thriving and every moment of your life is like rainbows and butterflies. But however, you are working through life and you're happier because you're more active and you're sleeping better and your digestive issues are all not a struggle and you're resisting the candy in the workroom. So they're watching you from the couch. Remember, we're watering that seed. And they're like, wait a minute, I'm talking to this girl and she's like so freaking happy. And like, what is she doing? What are you doing? That's what they eventually will say, hopefully. So they're seeing your post and you're watering that seed. And then you're going to get to that invite, right? Then you're going to be like, hey, I do these challenge groups. I don't even know if it would be your thing, but if it could be, I would so love to have you. And some people are like, no, it's not my thing. And you're like, that's cool. We're still friends. And other times they're like, well, I'm really stressed and I just can't manage the stress. Like, I would love to do something. I just don't know what. And then I say, girl, I didn't know what either. And we have this cycle. And then I'm adding new people, right? And then I'm like, oh, hey, girl, hashtag 3-year-old, you know, toddler tantrums. And I'm finding people I like. And then I'm posting about how I wanted to kill my kids. But I didn't because I got my workout in and I got my stress out. And then you're talking to moms. You see how this cycle is working. They work together. If you're not doing one half of it, it's not going to work. It's just not going to. So what is curiosity posting? So curiosity posting is, oh, and like, look at this bright, crisp picture. She also has a really great camera because I saw her at the Success Club trip walking around with her really nice camera, but an iPhone or an Android will do just fine, guys. But, you know, she's like still recovering after this morning's workout. It was so much fun to get my little cub situated with daddy and zoom off to a workout with my teammates, because this is when we were at on the Success Club trip. I literally zoomed because hashtag mom life, hashtag always late. Like, who can relate to that? I can, always freaking late. So she doesn't ever say like what she's doing. She didn't say, hey, I'm a coach and I'm on this trip right now and I just went and did 80 session with all my friends who are helping me build this team and we're all making money together. Like, no, she just was like, hey, this is kind of awesome. And then she says a very subtle, like, if you're considering joining my team and making a lifestyle change, all I can say is that one life and your one body, like, just very like what are you talking about? Like, you sound so happy and zen and I want to be a part of it. So curiosity posting is sharing why you're doing what you're doing, how you're doing what you're doing, but the last thing you're sharing is what you're doing. So, okay, this is Brittany Leggett. She's amazing if you need someone to follow. This is Keisha Fitzgerald. She's amazing if you need someone to follow. And this is Samantha Rosenthal. She's okay. Just kidding. I'm so funny. So Keisha, I love Keisha. I follow now strictly Brittany and Keisha because I feel that they run their business with like integrity and joy and just fun. And I would like to emulate that. But I don't follow many coaches because it's incredibly draining to have your newsfeed filled with coaches. You get comparison and you get all this stuff in your brain. But then like Keisha, if you ever heard her talk like on a team call or the National Wake Up Call, this is exactly how she speaks. Just a girl with a little champagne, margarita pizza taco bloat, shiny, heavy aloed face to prevent awkward nose peeling, and unpacked suitcase because morning laundry just never seems to be a higher priority when the puppy is snugs in my book. I just wanted to remind you, in a society that profits off our insecurities, sometimes it's more fun to be a rebel and embrace your flaws. To do what you would rather, to do what you want rather than to do what people expect of you, and to say F perfect, I'm just gonna be me. Because truth is, people are always gonna have something to say. The last time I checked, you're the one with the lives, with your choices, not them. Do you, boo? Like, she literally talks like that, and she's literally amazing. And so you're kind of just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I want to be with you because you're so infectious. I am like totally working on my curiosity. I don't even want to read mine, but I basically just said, like, I work full time. My husband works full time. His hours are long and days off are inconsistent. Making it to a class at the gym where I wouldn't even know what to do wouldn't happen. So crushing it in my living room with my kids and my PJs are like a big win. So it's sharing that you're doing something consistently, but not exactly what you're doing. So this is right here is the golden circle. So as he is Simon Critic, I'll find it for you guys. He has a couple books and I've read them and they're very, 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 very good. But he also just has this TED Talk on the golden circle. So write that down if you're writing stuff down, what you want to watch. The golden circle is where you start with why, you expand to how, and then you share what. So the big example he uses is Apple. Why Apple is so profitable because they share why their products are amazing, how they are amazing, and then they say what they do. So what we do is we share, I'm showing up for myself because I need to be better for my kids, how I'm doing it in my living room, and I follow this trainer right here on my TV, and oh yeah, I do it on Beachbody On Demand. It's this expanded. We're starting with the why, the how, to the what. So what you're going to do is you're going to do these daily actions with curiosity. It used to be, and I did it for years, guys, so like no judgment if you've done it or if you are like, I don't know what to do but this. But I used to take a picture with my Shakeology cup every single day, and I would do my post every single day up until last year at Summit. But in a world where they can just Google and they can just search and there's people everywhere, we want to remember that we are the important factor here, not what. So you're going to daily actions with curiosity. You're going to timestamp at least one time a day. Like, I'm not someone who's like, you have to post 3 times a day. Some days all I can get is 1 post. Some days 2 to 3 is something that you could totally do because like I did something fun with my friends, or let's be realistic, I'm always with my kids. I did something fun with my kids. And I could share a family photo in the afternoon when in the morning I shared a workout photo. It's not a science, but once a day, every single day, and you're breadcrumbing. So the invite series in our team page, she talks about breadcrumbing, about, feeding. She talks about feeding the sandwich slowly to somebody, giving them bite by bite instead of trying to shove the entire thing in her mouth. And then it's cut off kind of, but it's jab, jab, and then down here on your call to action is right hook. That's a personal development book, and he is amazing. I can never say his name, but Brenna is also obsessed with him. But he did jab, jab, right hook, where it's like curiosity, and then bam, call to action. And then your daily timestamp. So you have this daily thing going on, and then you have your call to actions. Sometimes you do call to actions all the time. Sometimes you You don't. I think the jab, jab, right hook thing is more effective for me in the place that I am in my business. Daily, every single day call to action on a post hasn't been successful to me. But sometimes just a really subtle, hey, message me if you're interested is fine. You don't have to have this like big picture with a graphic and the words and all the stuff. It's your message that is most important. So how you're going to do these daily actions and how you're going to do these call to action. Okay, daily actions and call to actions. I should probably call it like daily something call to action because they sounded too similar. This is Instagram because I'm totally pushing you all to Instagram. Instagram, I think, is very effective because it has the story feature. So, right, like how am I supposed to talk about Shakeology without like saying it's Shakeology and without like kind of word vomiting a million facts about it, right? So I don't really do posts about Shakeology anymore because what I do is I timestamp every single day in my story me drinking Shakeology. And I don't have to say I'm drinking Shakeology, but they see me doing something every single day. And if they're following me and if they're watching me, then when I message them about it, they're like, well, I've seen it on your story, but I didn't know. People have legitimately said that. I have no idea what it's about, but I see you drink it every day. That's what you want, because then they see that you're legitimately doing this every single day. And if it's working for her and I'm not what I'm doing is not working, maybe I need to do it too. So your daily to me, my daily actions and my timestamp and my jab and my jab are my story. So, hey, here's me working out. Hey, here's me doing my Shakeology. Here, this is a book I love. Oh, here's a team call. Oh, here's my kids. I'm at work. Just these wicked quick things that people are just snapping through because we now have the attention span of like, I don't know what has a short attention span, but an animal, choose one. That. And then my right hooks, my call to actions, my deep, meaningful, vulnerable posts where I share struggle or successes or whatever are in my feed. So my feed is something that I choose my best pictures. I care a little bit more about. I try to get my words right. But ultimately, if you can see, you can really only see like 6 to 9. So if you have a post that doesn't really work well, don't worry about it because it will be gone soon. Like you'll push it down. You have to do it to try and see what you have to tweak. You don't just start posting on social media and just like find all the perfect words and everybody is all like, oh my gosh, you're the most motivating person ever. Like you kind of have to find your voice and your brand and figure out who you are. But it's amazing when we can follow a couple people who can teach us along the way. So make it count because you only have 2 seconds, but stop stressing about it because you only get 2 seconds. So by the time you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to post? What am I going to do? What am I going to say? Stop. Just be you. Just post. Just share. Just fail forward. Figure out a rhythm that works for you. I'm going to share one that works for me. However, it might not work for you and your tribe. You could be in a different place of life. I am asleep by 9 o'clock. Other people are not. So your tribe might be different. So here is a hypothetical schedule that I'm just going to give you. How you're going to do the circles, if that was supposed to be like a bullseye. The bullseyes are your call to actions. And the other stuff is your breadcrumb. You're just little bits of information how you're going to do curiosity posting. So on Sunday, what I did this Sunday is I was like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a May challenge group, or May accountability group. Who's interested? Nobody commented. But then yesterday I shared why I got up today. Today I'm going to share a transformation of the products. And I'm not going to say what I did, but that I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm pretty proud of my transformation, period. No, I'm not going to say what I'm doing. You don't get to know. You can ask me, but I'm not going to tell you. And then tomorrow I'll do, how do I make it work in this like busy life? I'm just like, I literally just threw these out here. You don't have to follow this specifically. But I'm breadcrumbing. And then on Thursday, I'm going to jab it. Or I'm going to right hook it. I'm going to give a call to action, this time being a little bit more specific. I'm going to say what when I'm starting it, who, maybe I'm going to add in that you get meal plans or something like that. On Friday, I'm going to share that I did my workout because I want some cake, because that's me. And on Saturday, I'm going to share my goal, where I'm going, something like that. And then on Sunday, I'm going to do another call to action. I'm going to repeat this 2 weeks out of the month. Every single month for 2 weeks, I talk about challenge groups, and for 2 weeks, I talk about coaching. Oh my gosh, what do I share about coaching? Here's the exact same format that you can use and talk about coaching without being, with using curiosity posting without being salesy. And you're going to invite to the team or invite to our new, what is coaching group that I'm going to be running every single month. Bear with me as I fail forward through that, because I've never consistently run one. It is a April Success Club resolution, April resolution, whatever. But it is something to invite to. Be intentional, make it fun, and share your journey. Don't worry about it being perfect, because again, you get 2 seconds, so stop stressing about it. It's okay if you have spelling errors. It's okay if it doesn't look as pretty, but get it up there and tell your story, because you're worth it. So here's your assignments. You actually have assignments for this team call. Aren't I so mean? You're going to decide your 5 things about you, whatever they are, and you're going to share them with us in the team page. You're going to, hi baby. I'm working. You're going to share, you're going to decide who your audience is. Who is your tribe? Who are you looking for? Maybe you are looking for someone totally different than me, but be intentional with that. And then find 3 coaches to follow, and then unfollow the rest. If you are following them because you're obsessing about them, and I confess that I did that with Bonnie Engel for a really long time, that's not productive. I follow Keisha and Brittany Leggett, and Melanie Mitchell, because she's top coach 4 years in a row, so clearly she's doing something right. For ideas and inspiration, so I can see. I also don't have an upline. Like Brigida is technically my upline, but not really. I follow her too, but in a different way. I love her very, very much, but she's technically not really my tribe. So what she says doesn't always really connect with me. But I do love her and adore her, and I think she runs her business with integrity. And I want you to do those 3 things like starting now. I guess if you're going to bed because it's 10 o'clock, I'll let you off the hook, but tomorrow you're starting. But those of us who it's 6 o'clock and we're going to be scrolling while we watch TV in bed, scroll with purpose. Find people you like, and you might not know you like them until you hear them on the National Wake Up Call. Or you might hear of somebody or something, and you might do that, especially like when you go to Summit next year, when you're all there with me. You meet a lot of coaches who you didn't even know were in the network, and you like really, really connect with them. So that is it for our social. Wait, let me check my notes really fast, because I have like this section of my notes that says don't forget what you're talking about. I didn't specifically touch on the algorithm. Mom. Yes, baby. Mom. Yeah, thank you. So Facebook has an algorithm. I kind of touched on it about how it's a business and it wants to show you what you think it has, but it truly has an algorithm. So if you're not getting the amount of likes or comments that you think a post should get, it's on average that people see at most, or 10% of your friends see your posts. So And that's at most, guys, like at most. So like when I post it, like I'm having a baby and I have 2,000 followers and I get 200 likes, like that's like my big one. But really, if I get like any more than 3 likes, I'm like, whoop, whoop, people saw my post. So don't stress about what the algorithm is and how to do it. Just start telling your story, and then remember that 10%. So I actually got everything on my notes, which is rare. So I'm going to stop recording, but if anyone has any questions,